Jenna, your loser of the week has something to do with technology, but it's not TikTok. What is it then?
I know. Just when you think that another Chinese-owned company couldn't be making headlines for the wrong reasons, Temu. Now, if your viewers are not familiar with it, it's apparently the Chinese version of Amazon and eBay, and it's making massive inroads in Australia because it's selling things for, handheld vacuum cleaners for like $12 and things like that. So everything is incredibly cheap and can come delivered, just straight from a Chinese sweatshop to your door at a very low cost. But the issue that gets stuck in my craw, Danica, is the fact that this association and this organisation are paying minimal, if not no, corporate tax in Australia. Now, I think a lot can be said about, a lot of international conglomerates that take stock here in Australia, but they have purposely set up their business to make sure that they're all in offshore accounts. So while we're all flocking for the cheap bargains and things like that, we probably need to put our thinking caps on and realise what's this actually doing for us in the long term, because $12 vacuum cleaners come and go, but our economy at this point in time probably needs as much stimulation as possible from local businesses.
Absolutely, and a company like Temu, Jenna, would be worth millions of dollars, so it's not like it can't afford to pay that money in the first place. I've actually never bought from Temu before. I prefer Amazon myself, but it does make you think twice, I guess, about where you buy items from, for sure.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, my loser of the week, Jenna, is Clive Palmer. None other than Clive Palmer, because look, this week, more than a decade after announcing plans to build a replica of the world's most infamous cruise ship, Clive Palmer has this week unveiled the design of the Titanic 2. Now, if building the Titanic 2 wasn't just weird enough, he plans to have the same interior designs for the cabins as the original. That is a replica of what he plans to do. It literally looks like something out of the original Titanic. I feel like we've seen Jack and Rose at the top of that staircase. It's a replica of this doomed ship. And also, Jenna, it's going to follow the Titanic's original journey from Southampton to New York. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but I was told that the golden rule of cruising is that you're not supposed to talk about Titanic full stop on a cruise ship. So don't start playing My Heart Will Go On. And yet old mate actually wants to make an exact replica of it. What do you think?
Oh, I love this. Look, I think old mate is probably dealing with some relevance deprivation syndrome, and the fact that, his disgraced political party has now been deregistered. So he really doesn't have any sway in that arena anymore. But I thought that his whole press conference at the Sydney Opera House this week was an absolute farce, as most things are with Mr. Palmer. The fact that he stood up there and said, we've had millions of people interested to buy tickets because it's an homage to, good old-fashioned values, when he even called out the jazz band that played until the bloody thing sunk for the first time. And then the fact that he wouldn't even cough up with how many people are going to come to the party when it comes to paying for the building of this actual thing, because, I'm pretty sure if you ask a lot of his former business associates or people, especially in far north Queensland with those companies that he operated from out of there, they'd like to know, well, if you've got enough money to build this, why can't you cough up and pay your bills, mate?
Well, exactly, Jenna. Spot on. Look, for me personally, I don't like the idea of cruising full stop, but the thought of going on the Titanic 2 to take that same journey from Southampton to New York, it gives me the creeps. Would you hop on?
Absolutely not. I think you'd either end up at the bottom of the Atlantic or you'd catch COVID. So no offence to those that love cruising. I just don't think that my stomach could handle it.
No, neither do I, especially when it's an exact replica. Jenna Clarke, thank you so much as always for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Danica.